Hello, everyone. Welcome to our podcast, the podcast where we dive deep into the world of films. I'm Alice.
And I'm Bob. Today, we have a very intriguing topic to discuss, the movie Joker. This film has sparked a lot of conversations since its release.
Absolutely. Joker, directed by Todd Phillips and starring Joaquin Phoenix, was released in 2019 and quickly became a cultural phenomenon. It offers a dark and unique take on the iconic DC character.
Right, the film explores themes of mental illness, societal neglect, and the quest for identity. Let's start by discussing the plot and the main character, Arthur Fleck, played by Joaquin Phoenix.
Arthur Fleck is a struggling comedian and clown for hire living in Gotham City. He faces constant rejection, bullying, and social isolation, which leads to his transformation into the Joker.
The film is set in the early 1980s, capturing a gritty and urban atmosphere. The portrayal of Gotham is dark and depressing, reflecting Arthur's mental state. What did you think of the setting, Alice?
I thought the setting was incredibly effective. The cinematography by Lawrence Sher beautifully captures the bleakness of Gotham. This atmosphere really enhances Arthur's feelings of despair and hopelessness.
Agreed, the visuals are striking, and the film's score, composed by Hildur Guðnadóttir, adds to the emotional weight. The music is haunting and perfectly complements Arthur's journey.
Speaking of Arthur's journey, let's discuss Joaquin Phoenix's performance. He truly embodies the character of Arthur Fleck. What are your thoughts on his portrayal?
Phoenix's performance is nothing short of amazing. He brings a raw vulnerability to the role. You can feel Arthur's pain, which makes his transformation into the Joker even more impactful.
Absolutely. His physical transformation was also impressive. Phoenix lost a significant amount of weight and adopted unique mannerisms that made Arthur feel real and relatable.
One of the film's most powerful aspects is its exploration of mental illness. It raises important questions about how society treats those who suffer from mental health issues. How do you think the film addresses this topic?
The film highlights the stigma surrounding mental illness and the lack of support for those in need. Arthur's struggles emphasize the importance of compassion and understanding in society.
Yes, and it also shows how neglect can lead to tragic consequences. Arthur's descent into madness is, in part, due to the way he is treated by those around him, including his mother and society at large.
Another important theme in Joker is the idea of identity and the search for self. Arthur struggles to find his place in a world that seems to reject him. What do you think about this theme?
It's fascinating. The film portrays Arthur's search for identity as a painful journey. He constantly tries to fit in and be accepted, but the rejection he faces only deepens his sense of isolation.
And when he finally embraces the Joker persona, it's both liberating and tragic. He becomes someone who is feared rather than someone who is pitied. It's a powerful commentary on how society can shape a person's identity.
Let's discuss the film's controversial elements. Some critics have pointed out that Joker glorifies violence. What's your perspective on this?
That's a valid concern. While the film does depict violence, I believe it's more about understanding the character's motivations rather than glorifying his actions. It's a cautionary tale about the consequences of neglecting mental health.
I agree. The violence in the film serves to highlight Arthur's transformation and the chaos within Gotham. It's not meant to be celebrated but rather to provoke thought about the issues the film raises.
Another point of discussion is the film's portrayal of societal issues, such as class disparity and alienation. How do you think these themes are represented in Joker?
The film effectively illustrates the divide between the wealthy and the poor in Gotham. Arthur's struggles are set against the backdrop of a city that is crumbling, highlighting the social injustices that contribute to his downfall.
And the protests in the film symbolize the frustrations of the marginalized. When Arthur becomes the Joker, he inadvertently becomes a symbol for those who feel oppressed. It's a complex representation of societal anger.
Let's also talk about the film's ending. The final scenes leave viewers with a lot to think about. What did you take away from the conclusion?
The ending is ambiguous, which I appreciate. It leaves us questioning whether Arthur's transformation was a result of his internal struggles or if he was simply a product of his environment. It invites multiple interpretations.
Yes, and the final shot of Arthur laughing while being taken away in a police car is chilling. It suggests that he has finally found his identity, Even if it's as the Joker, it's both unsettling and thought-provoking.
Now, let's discuss the overall impact of Joker on popular culture. It has certainly sparked a lot of conversations about mental health, violence, and societal issues. How do you think it has influenced audiences?
Joker has opened up discussions about mental health that are often stigmatized. It encourages viewers to think critically about the treatment of individuals who struggle with mental illness. It has also prompted conversations about how society can be more compassionate.
And in terms of its reception, the film was a commercial success and received numerous awards, including the Academy Award for Best Actor for Joaquin Phoenix. What does that say about its impact?
The film's success indicates that audiences are hungry for stories that challenge conventional narratives. It shows that there is a space for darker, more complex characters in mainstream cinema.
Now, let's shift gears a bit and discuss the upcoming sequel, Joker, Deux. This film is highly anticipated and promises to expand on Arthur Fleck's story. What are your thoughts on the sequel?
I'm really excited about Joker, Deux, especially since it's rumored to feature Lady Gaga as Harley Quinn. The addition of her character could bring new dynamics to the story and deepen the exploration of Arthur's psyche.
Absolutely. The title Deux translates to madness for two, which suggests a focus on the relationship between Arthur and Harley. It will be interesting to see how their interactions develop and how they influence each other's descent into madness.
The musical elements of this sequel are also intriguing. Todd Phillips has hinted that it might have a musical aspect, which is quite different from the first film. How do you think that will affect the storytelling?
It could add a unique layer to the narrative. Music often enhances emotions, and if done well, it can create a more immersive experience. I'm curious to see how they blend the darker themes with musical elements.
And the exploration of Harley Quinn as a character could provide insights into her own struggles with identity and mental health. It would be fascinating to see her perspective alongside Arthur's.
Definitely. The sequel has the potential to delve deeper into the themes of love, madness, and partnership, which could resonate with audiences in a different way than the first film.
Let's take a moment to address some common questions viewers might have about Joker, Deux. For instance, do you need to watch the first Joker to understand the sequel?
While it's likely that the sequel will build on the first film, it seems that Deux will offer its own story. However, watching the original will definitely enhance your understanding of the characters and their backgrounds.
Another question could be, will the sequel maintain the same dark tone as the first film?
Given the themes and characters involved, I expect it will retain the dark, psychological elements that made the first film impactful while potentially introducing new dynamics with Harley Quinn.
Let's also touch on the film's cinematography and style. What do you hope to see in the sequel?
I hope they continue with the striking visual style established in the first film. The cinematography played a significant role in conveying Arthur's emotional state, and I'd love to see how they visually represent the relationship between him and Harley.
Now, let's explore some practical exercises for our listeners to engage further with the themes of Joker and prepare for Deux. What can they do?
One exercise could be to create a character analysis of Arthur Fleck and Harley Quinn. Understanding their motivations and backgrounds can help viewers appreciate their complexities.
Another idea is to watch other films that explore similar themes of mental health and identity, such as Fight Club or Black Swan. Comparing these films can provide deeper insights.
Listeners might also consider discussing their thoughts on the original Joker with friends or in online forums. Engaging with different perspectives can enrich their viewing experience.
Let's wrap up our discussion. What are the key takeaways for our listeners regarding Joker and the upcoming sequel?
First, Joker raises important questions about mental health and societal neglect, encouraging empathy and understanding.
Second, the film explores identity and the impact of societal rejection on individual behavior, serving as a commentary on how the environment shapes who we become.
Third, the anticipation for Joker, Deux offers an exciting opportunity to explore new themes of love and madness, especially with the introduction of Harley Quinn.
Thank you for joining us today on Cinematic Conversations. We hope you found our discussion of Joker and the upcoming sequel insightful and thought-provoking.
Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast for more film reviews and discussions.
Until next time, Keep watching and reflecting on the stories that shape our world.